Well, good afternoon, everyone. This is Mike Bass back again. Tuesday out there so far. Hope everybody has a great Tuesday afternoon. Hope everybody continues to stay safe and well, and also enjoy the weather because it's the only weather you got. Okay, in today's video, we're going to talk about Tropical Storm Don, still churning in the north central tropical Atlantic. Also, we're going to take a look at the air quality alert map across the nation. Also, we're going to take a look at the Wednesday and Thursday outlook as well. Okay, if you're a new viewer and have not subscribed to my channel, consider subscribing. Love to have you. Like these videos, share these videos, and let's go ahead and get the show on the road here folks. Tropical Storm Don, very poorly organized this afternoon. You can see it spinning right around in this area here, moving off to the south-southeast. Most of the activities on the east-southeast side of the storm, and it is very poorly organized. Let's take a look at the National Hurricane Center track from the National Hurricane Center. We'll take a look at the track of Tropical Storm Don and see which way Tropical Storm Don will be moving per the National Hurricane Center map here. As you can see here, it is located at 3 p.m. this afternoon, GMT time. It remains a tropical storm all the way through Sunday at 12 p.m. So your Sunday. Alright, if you're tracking it at home, this is the current location. It's located near latitude 35.6 north, longitude 39.3 west. Maximum sustained winds were near 40 miles per hour with higher gusts, and movement was south-southeast at 9 miles per hour. And it is classified as a tropical storm because it had winds of 40 miles per hour, and anything above 39 miles per hour to 73 miles per hour is classified as a tropical storm, and 39 miles per hour or less is classified as a tropical depression. It is expected to gain strength as it continues to move to the south-southwest and then back to the west over the next 3 days. And the next 5 days, that's where it will be located, right there at 12 p.m. Sunday. All right. We're going to try to take a look at the hurricane models for the storm. Let's show you the spaghetti plot of the storm. Currently, this is where it's located at. This is why it's moving to the south-southeast. Then it's going to take it towards south, then to the southwest, and then a westerly and a northwesterly turn. And then some of the models, a lot of the model wants to take it back around again. So, will Don make another loop in the tropical Atlantic? That's the million-dollar question there. We'll have to wait and find out if Don going to make another loop or what. So, that's the million-dollar question. Will Don make another loop? That's the million-dollar question right there. We'll be trying to figure that out over the coming days and see if Don do make another turn to back around again. Let's take a look at the intensity guidance of Tropical Storm Don. Currently, here's the tropical storm. We got 35 knot winds, around 40, right in the tropical storm force winds. Most of them do. Computer model do keep it in a tropical storm status. There's a few that keeps it down below to tropical storm, tropical depression status. There's only 2 outliers that takes it up to a category 1 and a 2 hurricane. We can X them 2 out. That's not going to happen. It's just going to pretty much remain a tropical storm, and that's pretty much it. Alright, let's take a look at the air quality now across the nation. Because we do have some bad air quality today. We got moderate category from Quebec, Canada, through Montreal, Ottawa, Canada, over toward Maine, over toward Boston, New York, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., down toward Richmond, Virginia, Norfolk area, over toward Pittsburgh, just east of Cleveland. Buffalo, you're in the orange category today for sensitive groups. Same up here in portions of New Hampshire and also over toward Vermont and also over toward portions of Maine. Richmond, Virginia, Norfolk, y'all in the orange category as well. extending all the way down in toward the Raleigh-Durham area, down into central South Carolina, around Columbia, South Carolina. We're toward Atlanta. You're in the red category. You're under a very unhealthy for sensitive groups. Also down toward the Panhandle of Florida there, the Big Bend region there as well. We've got some orange category for you. Jacksonville, you're in the moderate category. Toward New Orleans, Louisiana, you're in the moderate category. Toward Memphis, Tennessee, toward Louisville, Kentucky, Cincinnati, Ohio, toward Indianapolis, Indiana, St. Louis, Missouri. Let's see, Memphis, Tennessee there, and also toward Oklahoma City. Also Dallas and San Antonio, Houston area. Y'all in the moderate category for sensitive groups. For a moderate category there, that is for air quality alerts over toward Louisiana. Well, Baton Rouge, Louisiana as well. St. Charles, Louisiana. We got a little bit over here around El Paso, Texas and New Mexico. Tucson, Arizona, got a little bit there. Phoenix, toward Los Angeles, San Francisco, toward Salt Lake City, over toward Denver, Colorado, got a little bit of moderate category for you guys as well. Portion of northern Wisconsin, northern Minnesota, also up toward Minneapolis. You're in the right on the borderline with the orange and yellow category for you guys. Portion of Montana, South Dakota. Over toward Wyoming, a little bit there. Salt Lake City, Utah, you're in the moderate category. But the worst of it looks to be down here in the southeastern portion of the United States with a few pockets up in the northeast. In Canada, when I took a look at it, they pretty much just a lot of yellow in their region. So pretty much the smoke is concentrated in the southeastern United States this time as it continued to take its journey from the north all the way down into the Carolinas and Georgia, all the way down into North Florida. So you expect a lot of haziness in the sky today, and the air quality will be pretty bad in some spots. All right, let's take a look at the weather radar across the nation. As you can see, we got widespread showers and storms off the coastal areas of North Carolina down toward the east coast of Florida, toward the northern Bahamas, southern Florida there as well. Puerto Rico, you got a few scattered showers in your vicinity, also down toward Cuba there as well. Scattered activity in the Gulf of Mexico also. Scattered activity down across southern Louisiana. More widespread showers and storms in portions of Arkansas and Missouri as well. Over some portion of Indiana, over to Ohio. Also in Pennsylvania through West Virginia and the portion of Virginia there as well. Northern Wisconsin, northeast Minnesota, scattered activity there. More widespread showers over here in southwest Canada. Also over here in portions of Montana as well. More widespread showers and storms over here in portions of Wyoming, Utah, Arizona. Also portions scattered about also in portions of New Mexico. You got a cluster of showers and storms over Kansas there as well. Scattered activity over Oklahoma, portion of Arkansas, and like I say, Louisiana. We got scattered activity around Guam, island there as well. Central and South Alaska, you got some scattered showers in your vicinity, and around the Hawaiian chain island, got a few scattered showers around the island. All right, let's move on to the watches, warning, and advisory map for your location across the nation. All righty. As you can see, we got a large area of air quality alerts stretching from Maine all the way down to Georgia. A few pockets here in portions of Alabama. Like I said, around the Atlanta, Georgia area, you're getting some air quality alerts in your vicinity. Also Columbia, South Carolina to the Charlotte area. Also over toward Asheville, North Carolina, over toward Raleigh, Durham, up toward Mount Airy, North Carolina. You guys are in the unhealthy for sensitive groups today in the orange and yellow category. Over here in West Virginia, the same way through Pennsylvania, New York, like I said, Maine. We got flood watches, flood warnings still going in Vermont, New Hampshire, over toward western New York State, down toward Connecticut, and also into the Boston area as well. Flood watches also in effect for Kentucky and Tennessee for some flash flooding from severe thunderstorms and heavy thunderstorms as well. Excuse me. We got a severe thunderstorm watch in effect for southern Illinois, western Kentucky, west Tennessee, southern and eastern portion of Missouri. some flood warning ongoing there as well. Some severe thunderstorm warning, a tornado warning also in effect right in portions of Illinois and Kentucky border. Got a few there as well. All right, and also got some air quality alert for eastern portions of Kansas. Nebraska, that is. Also in the portion of Minnesota. Wind advisory for portions of Montana. River flood warning still in effect for South Dakota. We're here portion to Nevada. Also down in Mississippi and Louisiana. We still got some special weather statements there for Northern California, southwestern Oregon. Got an air quality alert there as well. Red flag warning is also in effect for you guys in portion of western Oregon. Excessive heat warning is also in effect for Southern California, Southern Nevada, that is, not Nevada, excuse me about that, Nevada. But anyway, western portions of Arizona, that is, excuse me, and also southern Arizona. Got a few also in portions of New Mexico, southwestern Texas, central Texas, also a portion of Oklahoma, portion of Arkansas as well. Then we got a big area of heat advisory extended from Mississippi, Panhandle, Florida, through Louisiana, all the way to through Arkansas, all the way to Oklahoma, Texas, all the way back to portions of southern Colorado, New Mexico, and portions of Arizona as well. All right, Alaska got some special weather statements in the central and east. Tropical storm warnings still around the Hawaiian chain islands. Still got flood warnings, flood watches in effect for the island there as well. All right, storm prediction center time. Here we go. Favorite part of the video, the storm prediction center time. All right. As you can see, we got marginal risk extending from Maine all the way down to portion of Virginia, also West Virginia, all the way down to Georgia, all the way back in the portions of Colorado, back up to North Dakota, also a little bit over here in portions of Nevada and Utah, and also down in portions of southern Arizona. We got slight risk in the northeast United States, from portions of Maine all the way to New York State, also through Tennessee, all the way back into Missouri, portions of Kansas and Nebraska, also in the North and South Dakotas. We have an enhanced risk down here in portions of Tennessee, Kentucky, southern Illinois, and also southeastern portions of Missouri. Alright, if you're in the enhanced risk, this includes Nashville, Tennessee, Clarksville, Tennessee, Murfreesboro, Tennessee, Jackson, Tennessee, and Franklin, Tennessee. If you live in Kansas City, Missouri, St. Louis, Missouri, Huntersville, Alabama, Overland Park, Kansas, and Chattanooga, Tennessee, you're under a slight risk for severe weather this afternoon. Marginal risk, this includes New York, New York, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Memphis, Tennessee, Baltimore, Maryland, Washington, D.C. vicinity. Tornado probability, 2% pretty much in the green over the Dakotas. Also in Tennessee, back in the portion of Missouri. If you live in Nashville, Tennessee, Huntsville, Alabama, Clarksville, Tennessee, Murfreesboro, Tennessee, Jackson, Tennessee, 2% risk for a tornado this afternoon. And also if you live in South Dakota as well, in North Dakota. Alright, the significant severe weather will be Clarksville, Tennessee, Cape Girardeau, Missouri, Hopkins, Kentucky, Paducah, Kentucky, and Carbondale, Illinois. This is pretty much where the significant severe weather was going to be in the red slashed area. 30% area, this includes Nashville, Tennessee, Clarksville, Tennessee, Murfreesboro, Tennessee, Jackson, Tennessee, Franklin, Tennessee. That's 30% risk. The 15%, Kansas City, Missouri, St. Louis, Missouri, Huntersville, Alabama, Overland Park, Kansas, Chattanooga, Tennessee. This is from portions of Tennessee back to portions of Missouri. Also up here in the northeast United States, from New York all the way into Maine as well. If you're in the 5% risk, this includes New York, New York, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Memphis, Tennessee, Baltimore, Maryland, Washington, D.C. That's pretty much just in the brown locations that scattered across the nation. For damaging winds, hail, 5% in the brown over here, 5%, 15%. Significant severe weather, this includes Columbia, Missouri, Cape Girardeau, Missouri, Jefferson, Missouri, Salina, Missouri, and Roland, Missouri. 15%, Nashville, Tennessee, Kansas City, Missouri, St. Louis, Missouri, Overland Park, Kansas, Kansas City, Kansas. 5%, New York, New York, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Baltimore, Maryland, Boston, Massachusetts, and Washington, D.C. Alright, take a look at the outlook for day number 2. Alrighty. Still got general thunderstorm from Maine, also from portion of Connecticut down to the Florida Keys, back to Arizona, way back to Nevada and California, and also back into North and South Dakota. We got a marginal risk for severe weather on your Wednesday, standing from portions of Washington, D.C., down through the Carolinas, all the way back into portion of North Texas, also in the northeastern portions of New Mexico, all the way up into Minnesota, Wisconsin vicinity as well. The slight risk extending from Kansas all the way into Wisconsin and Minnesota. And if you live in Omaha, Nebraska, Minneapolis, Minnesota, St. Paul, Minnesota, Lincoln, Nebraska, Rochester, Minnesota, slight risk for severe weather on Wednesday. All right. If you live in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Baltimore, Maryland, Charlotte, North Carolina, Washington, D.C., Nashville, Tennessee, you're under a marginal risk for severe weather on your Wednesday. Tornado probability pretty much over Kentucky and Tennessee, also over Nebraska area, Minnesota and Wisconsin area. And if you live in Nashville, Tennessee, Minneapolis, Minnesota, St. Paul, Minnesota, Louisville, Kentucky, Lexington, Fayetteville, Kentucky, 2% risk for a tornado on your Wednesday. Winds 5% in the brown, 15% in the yellow. If you live in Omaha, Nebraska to Rochester, Minnesota, including Lincoln, Nebraska, St. Paul, Minnesota, and Minneapolis, Minnesota, 15% risk for damaging winds. If you live in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania to Nashville, Tennessee, including Washington, D.C., Charlotte, North Carolina, Baltimore, Maryland, 5% risk for a area of damaging winds in your location. Hail probability, same areas, 5% in the brown, 15 in the yellow, the significant area. This includes Minneapolis, Minnesota to Bloomington, Minnesota. And if you in between areas are St. Paul, Minnesota, Lincoln, Nebraska, and Rochester, New York. Also, if you live in Omaha, Nebraska to Rochester, Minnesota, including Lincoln, Nebraska, St. Paul, Minnesota, Minneapolis, Minnesota, 15% risk for severe weather. Also, if you live in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania to Nashville, Tennessee, this includes Washington, D.C., Charlotte, North Carolina, and Baltimore, Maryland, 5% risk for large hail in your area for Wednesday. All right, and finally, let's take a look at day 3. This will be your Thursday forecast. You can see we got general thunderstorm from Maine all the way down to the Florida Keys, all the way back to portions of New Mexico and Arizona, all the way back into Montana. Marginal risk through the Carolinas, all the way to Michigan, back to Colorado, New Mexico, and North Texas. Slight risk over here in the Carolinas, also into Kentucky and the portions of Ohio and Indiana, Michigan, also in the portions of Kansas, Oklahoma, North Texas, and portions of Colorado as well. Alright, if you live in Detroit, Michigan, all the way to Cleveland, Ohio, if you in the areas in between, Indianapolis, Indiana, Columbus, Ohio, Charlotte, North Carolina, 15%. You're under a slight risk of severe weather on your Thursday, that is. Yeah, Thursday. Alright. Chicago, Illinois to Atlanta, Georgia, and areas in between, Memphis, Tennessee, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Nashville, Tennessee. A marginal risk for severe weather on your Thursday. Let's take a look at the probability. 5% in the brown, 15% in the yellow. The significant area for severe weather. This includes Garden City, Kansas, Dodge City, Kansas, Liberal, Kansas, and Lamar, Colorado. And if you live in Detroit, Michigan, Cleveland, Ohio, and in between Indianapolis, Indiana, Columbus, Ohio, Charlotte, North Carolina, surrounding areas, 15%. And if you live in the Chicago, Illinois area, Memphis, Tennessee, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Nashville, Tennessee, and Atlanta, Georgia, 5% risk for severe weather in your area on Thursday. Alright, well, I hope everybody enjoyed this video. Hope everybody continues to stay safe and well. Enjoy the weather because it's the only weather you got. Like these videos, share these videos, and we'll catch you back in the next video. Have a great Tuesday, everyone.